Hola, soy Emma, tengo 23 años y soy de mis niños. Entonces, pues vamos para que conozcan por acá.
Hi, my name is Emma. I am 23 years old and I am for my students. Well then, let's go so that you all can learn about this place. Well, here's where I spend the majority of my time every day. When I was young, my mom had a kindergarten. I grew up there. My childhood was spent there. With time, I began to love education, and when we arrived here in Jalapa, because I am not from here, rather than from Minatilan and Veracruz, when we arrived here, she opened this kindergarten and I grew up here. This is how I fell in love with all of this, with the colors, the letters, the numbers, the singing, and yes, with education in general. I feel that Jalapa is growing a lot. It began to turn from a commercial city, which it had been for a long time, to become a city of students, right? Many students come here. Nevertheless, the time passes, they stay, these students. They stay and do not return to where they are from, and here they raise their families, etc. Therefore, I feel that this only causes the city to grow, right? Since I arrived here, it has changed so much. Everything is beginning to urbanize. I remember when everything was pure forest. My mother got depressed. She cried and cried and cried because she said, it's all fog here, all water, and so much so that you can't even go out. And already, in this very moment, already things are changing so much. In summer, it is so hot, so hot. You have to go around in shorts. Years ago, if it was summer, it was cool. And because the city has grown so much, they have cut down so many trees. Therefore, already, so many things have changed. The essence of the city is already kind of lost.
Ha cambiado mucho como esa esencia de la ciudad ya se perdió bastante.
For example, when I was young, when I arrived here with my family, all that part over there was trees. In fact, that house that you see over there, way far away, well, not that far away, the one made of wood. It belongs to some men who have a dairy and sell unpasteurized milk. When I was young, I played with their goats and their cows, and they would come by to sell us unpasteurized milk, natural cow's milk. I think that they fought so that they wouldn't take their space, but they carved the mountain away from their house and over, and they made this subdivision. In fact, there's been a lot of controversy because this subdivision is going to need a lot of resources, like water, light, etc. Because one way or another, they didn't do it in a logical way. Therefore, this interrupted the natural course of the mountain, and they couldn't place the necessary wiring for all the services. But, well, yes, this really hurt our view because it was a really fantastic view. Well, yeah, I feel like they have cut down so many trees and now there is more global warming, pollution. Before, Jalapa didn't have nearly so many cars. Here we are drowning in cars. I don't know where so many cars can go. And all of this really affects the climate, so I've heard that before. There were a lot more periods of persistent drizzle. It was more humid. But well, with all the trees that they have taken away and everything, well, the climate is beginning to turn warmer. And none of this ever happened before. None of this. And this also affects the economy because, for example, to cultivate coffee, one needs high humidity. And because it began so suddenly, the strong sunshine and high heat affects the communities dedicated to the planting and cultivation of coffee. They are being greatly affected. This urban development, and well, it is difficult to slow down. We are all growing.